Hi everyone. I said that I would film or talk about, some behind the scenes, stuff that I use to help me run my business. One thing that I wanted to talk about quickly was the QuickBooks Self Employed by Intuit. You can get it as an app on your phone. You can access it online from your computer. And it's really cool because this eliminates the need for opening a business account, in my opinion. Um, Unless you're like really, unless you absolutely need to. But for my purposes, I don't need to open a business account. The fees are astronomical. and sometimes, even for, self employed, um, lower level business accounts, the minimums that they want you to have in there are kind of crazy too. This basically, how this works is you like go into your settings over here and you add bank accounts, and I'll do that at the end. So you go into your settings and you add bank accounts or your credit cards, debit cards, whatever, anything that you're going to be using that's potentially going to have any type of transactions that have to do with your business. And then basically what you do is you so when you swipe your card, it automatically comes up into your QuickBooks, and then you classify those purchases. So like some things you can make a rule for, like gas, I make a rule for. If it's gas and fuel, and the QuickBooks automatically picks up on it, then it says rule business gas and fuel. Now I have a way to save from Wells Fargo. The minute I money gets transferred in, that's personal. That has nothing to do with, that's my personal savings account. So there, I made a rule for it that it's personal, and that's personal income, I guess, but it's really personal savings. So I'm just going to show you really quick how this works. So we have an Office Depot. Sometimes things get duplicated. I haven't quite figured out how to fix that yet, but I know that there was a way, and I did look it up. I just haven't done it yet. But I'm just going to do this one. So this was business. And then it's going to ask me what type of business expense was it. And then it's a drop-down menu. And you can scroll. And it'll ask you all these different things, like what type of expense was this? So I would just put, I don't know if I would put that under home office. That might be something different. Okay. I usually do this in my app, so. Oh, here we go, materials and supplies. That's what I put that under. Because home office expenses, it's more like, I would feel like falls under like repairs and stuff like that. This was materials and supplies. And there it is. So now that transaction is added, and it's a classified transaction now. And then you just go through and you do that. And sometimes you have to be careful though, because I noticed that one of my debit cards, when I plugged it in, it brought up purchases from like a couple years back, which isn't necessarily a bad thing if you can remember what those purchases were for, and you were using them for business purposes. That can be something that you can get paid back taxes for. Another cool thing is, if you have this downloaded on your phone, if you have the app downloaded on your phone, you can go into miles. Let me just make sure that nothing personal pops up. Let me make sure it pops up, period. I might have to plug my phone into this and use my phone as a hotspot. My computer is janky. Be nice. Okay. Well, while that's loading, I'll just talk about it. So basically, if you have the app on your phone, it will continuously track your mileage. So the minute you get in your car and you start moving, it picks up on it, and you can classify it as a personal drive or as a business drive. And okay, here we go. There we go. And if it is a business drive, then then you classify what you were like. I think you classify what you were doing, like where you were going. So like say if you were going to a meeting or something like that, then you classify it like that. So these are ones that I've already classified already. So it says like personal trip, personal trip, personal trip. I wonder if this is all personal. Okay, so let me see. And then, so business. And it'll show you all your business trips. And it says like meeting with director, meeting with client, travel for a conference that I went to. There's a lot of traveling going on there. And it's mainly like I'm either meeting with my director or I'm meeting with a client, or I'm traveling for a conference or something. So that's usually how that goes. And then it tells you how much of a potential deduction you can get for the driving, and then your car, and then how many business miles you've drove, and all that stuff. And you can also go in and add a trip manually. And then you can go into, I don't have invoices because I've never invoiced anything on here, but you can do that. So I don't really know too much about that. Our invoices are done through our actual like business, our company system. And then I'll go to taxes and make sure that nothing too personal comes up. Oh, so this is if you go on a quarter schedule. I've filed my taxes yearly like everyone else. So I don't do quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. But if you were doing that, it would tell you, when the payments are due, how much you should pay, and then how much you did pay. And that's awesome. And also too, if you file jointly, so if you have your self-employed business and you file jointly with a spouse, you can automatically hook them up in here, and then when you go to file taxes, like everything will just go in together. And then this is from Intuit, so it's powered by TurboTax. And let's go to annual taxes. And so I think it's free to file your taxes with TurboTax when you use this. So, because I think I pay for it, you pay for this monthly. I pay $11 a month right now. And that goes towards paying for the taxes. So I have the QuickBooks Self-Employed with TurboTax. That's what I have. I have the highest package they have. And they did a promotion where you could get like 6 months for $11, I think. And the original price is $17 a month. So, and that's tax deductible as well. And when that payment comes out of your account, QuickBooks automatically classifies it as business. And so it shows you your annual. So that's the estimated deduction as of now. And I think I started using this like March. So, and then it shows you like all that stuff, like let me see. You can email the tax details to you. You can download them. You can see the summary. It can print into a PDF. And then I'm pretty sure reports. Oh yeah, and then you go into reports and you can get, it'll show you what your profit and loss is, what your tax summary is, and your tax details. And then, where was I just at? I was just in taxes. Oh, and it'll tell you, pay your taxes now. You can go ahead and pay your taxes right from the QuickBook app. That's pretty awesome. All right, so let me go into settings. And then you go into settings, you go into bank accounts. And when you go in there, I'm not going to click on it because I know that my personal information is going to come up. But when you go into bank accounts, that's where you add your bank accounts. So that's just a quick little tidbit. Hopefully it was helpful. Let me see here. I have a referral code where I think you can get a discount if you decide to use it. And no, QuickBooks hasn't sponsored this. Everyone who signs up for QuickBooks anything gets a referral code. And I think I get money off and you get money off for using the referral code. Referral code. Hopefully you guys can hear me too. I film on my phone, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me. Oh, slow internet connection. Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Give your friend 50% off their first 16 months of QuickBooks Self-Employed for every friend who subscribes. Cool. So if it's a 17-month subscription on the regular, let's go to Launchpad because, I'm sorry, 17-month. $17 subscription. I'm not going to pretend that I know how to do math, guys. So that means while you get it cheaper, you get it $8.50. So you get it for $8.50 for the first 6 months, which is pretty cheap. I pay $11, so you're getting it for cheaper than I do. So this is the code, and I also post it in the bottom bar. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, if you feel like I just rambled and it was a little bit more confusing than it was helpful, let me know. But if you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you guys. I love this app. Oh, also another thing too, if I can't show you the mobile app because I'm on my phone filming this, but in the mobile app, if you're out traveling and you have a business lunch or something and you get the receipt from that business lunch, obviously when you pay for it by card, it's going to come up automatically. But if you pay in cash, you can take that receipt, manually add the transaction, take a picture of the receipt, and the receipt will stay in your records through the app. So that's also something pretty cool too. All right, well, that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love your comments. I love your constructive criticism. I love your feedback. Let me know if you want to see any more videos similar to this. If you guys have any other questions about being self-employed, about being in direct sales, about Mary Kay in particular, just go ahead and leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you.